When he see this shit that her and Puffy was doing and who they were doing it with, I'm quite sure they gave his ass those tapes.
Man, them exclusive Diddy tapes has already changed the lives of the people who was caught in them. Jennifer Lopez seems to be the first person who got an immediate and substantial charge in her life because of them. So how exactly did J-Lo get herself involved in all of this P. Diddy drama? Okay, so these two met back in 1999 on a set of Lopez's If You Had My Love music video. It marked the start of yet another celebrity love story, in which the music mogul managed to pull one of the most beautiful women in the industry to his side. Yeah, it didn't take too long for Sean Diddy Combs to make a mess. In the same year they started dating, an incident occurred. In 1999, Diddy was arrested following a shooting at a New York nightclub. Now at the time, he was accompanied by his bodyguard, Anthony Wolf Jones, Jennifer Lopez, and rapper Jamal Shyne Barrow. Now, all of them was arrested after a shooting in a club in which 3 people was injured. Now, a lot of people state that the whole incident started with a dispute and ended up in gunfire that injured 3 people. So, J-Lo and Diddy fled the scene in a Lincoln Navigator. Now, Diddy's driver even admitted that he went through multiple red lights as they drove past 2 police cars while fleeing from the crime scene. In the precinct, after being pulled in by the cops, a police officer heard J-Lo's mama yelling at her and telling her that she ain't never should have been involved with Diddy. The most severely injured person has always insisted that Diddy shot her in the face, and that was Natanya Rubin. Now, she even said that she told the doctors to remove the 9mm bullet from her face so that it could be used as evidence. I literally saw them bring out the firearms. I had a clear point of view. I mean, for God's sake, I was shot in the nose, said Rubin. I witnessed everything and have angrily detailed it to everybody concerned. I got 9 bullet fragments left in my face. The only charges that Diddy reportedly faced were charges brought upon him because he's allegedly offered a driver $50,000 to say that the gun was his. Now, on the other hand, we got info from video producer Lil Rod, who claims that Diddy is openly bragging about committing the shooting and bribing witnesses and jurors. He also reported in his lawsuit against Diddy that he bragged about using J-Lo to smuggle the gun into the club in the first place. One of Diddy's former bodyguards, Gene Deal, spoke up against what Lil Rod said. Now, somebody who was around Jenny from the block quite a few times, he stated that it's pretty unlikely, even in his opinion, the chances of her being involved in any way was 0. In his mind, J-Lo was a well-raised girl who had her crap together and hated violence. As time passes, more and more things said by Lil Rod is getting debunked, but only time's gonna tell if he's really getting debunked or if he's intentionally getting silenced. Sources say that law enforcement even stated that there's a possibility that this infamous shooting is going to be reinvestigated as part of Lil Rod's allegations against P. Diddy. Now, basically, the whole story that Lil Rod confirmed revolved around J-Lo taking the gun off Diddy and hiding it from the police. Yeah, that effectively ruined the life of the alleged fall guy, which was none other than the rapper that accompanied him to the club, Mr. Shyne, who after the fact was sentenced to 10 years in prison in 2001. Now, he was released in 2009 and subsequently deported back to Belize. Now, this effectively and literally ruined his life, and the notorious former record executive and convicted felon Suge Knight was the one who further fueled all these rumors. In an episode of his prison podcast, Collect Calls with Suge Knight, Knight claims that the FBI may have confiscated tapes from Diddy's mansion searches earlier this year, some of which include Lopez.
When they go raid Puffy's house and they get all these videos and J-Lo doing this and J-Lo doing that, and they know the fact that J-Lo lied and said that the gun was Shyne or whatever and took that man to prison and destroyed his life, and she knew it was Puffy. I'm quite sure they probably called and the FBI gave respect and a courtesy call of Ben Affleck. It's a white man who got respect in the white world. I'm quite sure they said, we want to show you some things.
Suge is clearly referring to her role in the 1999 nightclub shootout where Shyne got arrested. Man, even Suge believes that Shyne wasn't the dude who pulled the trigger. As somebody who knows the underworld, y'all can say that he's a relevant source. But he didn't just stop there. In it, he also said this regarding J-Lo and Ben Affleck. Yeah, now they did indeed get a divorce. Now, it officially happened at the end of August 2024. TMZ was the first ones to report the news. Now, Lopez filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court and listed April 26, 2024 as the date of separation. Kind of funny that that's only a month before that, when Homeland Security raided Diddy's mansion and uncovered the now infamous celebrity tapes. What Suge said might be actually what happened. Now, as he said, Ben didn't want to have anything to do with all that drama that's going on with J-Lo and Diddy.
Because, that's a man who had a good life. Great parents, don't spend a lot of money, ain't tripping off paparazzi. He living his life. He got his own team. She done brought all the extra that motherfucker. He won't out. He stayed married to J-Lo, he'd be broke.
Okay, so basically, the former Death Row Records CEO, who's in jail for a fatal hit and run in 2015, claims that Ben Affleck has those tapes and that the information on them was the reason for their relationship and them getting a divorce. Now, it's pretty important to note that Ben Affleck and J-Lo started dating when they met in 2002 on a movie set. Even then, they had plans to get married, but called it off in 2004. Now, they eventually reunited in 2022 and got married. But as we can see, that relationship just didn't last. Now, this brings a pretty big question to mind. Why didn't she break up with Diddy after the nightclub incident? So, as we all know by now, she has found herself in the news following her breakup with Ben Affleck. But the spotlight of the news has been the arrest of P. Diddy and her relationship with him throughout the 90s. So, she was one of the many stars that was mentioned by P. Diddy in the late 1990s and throughout the years. Now, she's even spoken kindly about their relationship, which she regarded as still having mutual respect and admiration. Even the admiration that J-Lo still has for Diddy, we found a little weird, because in an interview in 2003, she said that the reason they broke up was because Diddy cheated on her, and that caused her severe emotional distress. It was the first time I was with someone who wasn't faithful, she said, and told the media that at that time she was constantly crying, going crazy, and that took her life in a tailspin. Now, the main reason for their breakup, according to Lopez, was that they was fundamentally different. While J-Lo described herself as a stay-at-home type, Diddy loved to stay outdoors and in the clubs in his free time. He's been a going out to clubs person all his life, doing his thing. Now, I've always been a homebody, so we switch off what we do when we're together. I don't really like to talk about us, but I don't feel like it's anybody's business. It's a separate thing. He's an artist, I'm an artist. We got two very separate careers, she said. J-Lo was keen on keeping the details of their relationship private. After the breakup, she confessed that Diddy left her emotionally exhausted, telling the press that it wasn't the best time of her life and that it was scary. Even if she did speak about Diddy a long time ago at that, she has rarely spoken about this incident, but in an interview in 2000, where she said it was a complete nightmare. Also, J-Lo ain't got no comments about the arrest of her previous lover. It's kind of a strange one since Lopez ain't known as somebody who's problematic, but maybe she saw the things that Diddy did or the things that she knew he was capable of doing. Now, only time gonna tell, and hopefully justice and the truth is gonna prevail. So what y'all think about all this? Jennifer Lopez got some skeletons in her closet? Let us know what y'all think in the comment section down below.